Hey, it's Allie Edwards, and I am here with day 25, story 25 in my December daily album for 2020. I am someone who doesn't generally print more than one photo for Christmas Day. That's just how I operate. I know some people like to print tons of photos from Christmas Day, or you have a lot of content, or there's a lot of storytelling. I think for me, one of the things that I have just embraced or learned to embrace about myself and this project and Christmas is that I'm super happy to just have one photo, and it's usually one photo of the mess or one photo of everybody all together. Nobody's looking at the camera, everybody's usually doing something else, and that's how I am going to end my album again this year. I think part of that understanding and knowledge is, for me, is that that's just the way that I like it. So I always want to encourage everybody that, again, this is your album, this is your family. You may have a lot fewer stories over the course of the month, and you may save everything up for Christmas Day. For me, it's the combination of all of these stories with the culmination of Christmas Day, but Christmas Day doesn't have to be a story that's any more important than the other days, if that makes any sense. And everybody gets to choose their own adventure, like I said. And for me, I think, again, by this point in the process, I'm usually ready to move on to the next project that I need to work on or that I want to work on. But I love having all of these stories told, and we'll do a little flip through here at the end of this video as well. So for day 25, what I had in my foundation pages was this page that I created during Product Play 4. It is a transparency, half sheet of transparency, half a page that has two journal cards stitched together, stitching the transparency and the journal cards together. I'm going to add a little handwritten something right here, most likely a handwritten something. I have printed out journaling to go on the back of this, very similar to what I did. I used a similar page idea a couple times. Well, here's one that ended up on the front, but then there's a photo on the back, and I'm pretty sure as we flip back through here, there was another day. Oh yeah, it looks like on the other one I did do a photo there on the back of the original one, which was on day 4. And I printed on journaling to have that added on there too. So flipping back to day 25, like I said, I am going to cut this out, adhere this to the back. This is my journaling from the day that just kind of tells the story of when everybody got here, what the day was like, how they didn't arrive here until 5 p.m. So for us this year, it's mainly a Christmas evening. We don't have a Christmas morning. Christmas morning, I prepped twice baked potatoes. I vacuumed and kind of cleaned up all the last minute stuff because I had spent most of Christmas Eve doing nothing, which was great. So I was happy to prep Christmas morning and kind of get ready for them to come. Then I have printed out my photo here, again, full-size page. A wonderful mess of everyone. The colors in these ones are always really hard, especially this is in the evening. So I did the best I could. I could have printed it in black and white, but I really kind of wanted to see some of the colors in the photo this time. I also added on the best gift along the top. That was a word art that was included with the Product Play 4 workshop this year. And then I just typed simply thankful for this family and a wonderfully nice time together. So that will be, it's going to go in here like this. This guy's going to go in here like this. And then for the back, I did a photo that I shared on my Instagram page after Christmas that just has Peace Out 2020. I did a freebie that's on my blog, and I'll make sure to link that for you guys too. There's one that says Peace Out 2020 and one that says Goodbye 2020 if you're looking for something either to add to the end of this album or to use in some other storytelling adventure. But this is going to be the end for me, and it's always, I always have a little bit of sadness when it gets to the end. I love this project leading up to Christmas. Like, it just brings me a lot of personal joy during the season itself. But then after Christmas Day is over, I'm usually very ready for this to be done and to move on. I'm not taking my Christmas stuff down any early, like today I'm actually, when I'm filming this, it's the 27th. And depending on when you see this, it might be later in the week. But we're leaving, I'm not taking anything down yet. Like I don't feel like I'm in a hurry for that, but I definitely like to finish this project up and get ready to move on. Specifically for me, it's moving on to launching One Little Word, which is my annual project that I do that has a once a month content in a classroom, and I'll put a link down. You can read a little bit more about that as well if you're interested. So I just went with a nice green here. I actually tried to take it off of I think I took it off this Christmas wrapping paper there. It's a little bit brighter than some of the other colors, but this will be across here like this. And I think that's going to be simple and easy. I'm not going to re-stitch it, excuse me, on there. Main thing I need to do is figure out what do I want to add on to, I'm going to try to line that up. What do I want to add on to the other side of this in terms of any kind of little bit of storytelling on here? What do I want to have on there? So that's what I'm going to think about next, and then I'll pop back on here with that. All right, so after adhering the journaling down onto the back of here, I decided to just handwrite a little bit more of the story. Part of what I wanted to handwrite here was that excuse me, we didn't do Christmas morning here. So I have the Christmas morning chaos and joy card, and really for us it was more Christmas evening chaos and joy. And so I talked a little bit about that in this section. Really, I kind of tried to add in a few thoughts that I hadn't included on the other side, a little bit more about the anticipation that goes into the day of waiting for them to come over, but also how it gives me the opportunity to get everything cleaned up and ready for them to come over. And I prepped some of the food and things like that. We do a super casual eating generally, and this year seemed even more casual, but it was great. Like it just ended up feeling like it was the way that it was supposed to be. So that's basically what I'm writing down on here. Generally for me, when I type on the computer, so the longer journaling I did that's on the backside, I feel like I tell a more complete story because I'm able to think it out a little bit more. It tends to have a nice combination of both facts and feelings. When I'm handwriting, it's often more stream of conscious, right? I'm kind of thinking about what I didn't include on the other side. I'm thinking about what stands out for me earlier in the day. I'm thinking about, is there anything else that I don't want to forget about this year, especially at this point in the project where I'm doing the 25th story. And for me, again, ending on day 25 is the right time for me to end. I saw one comment in our December Daily Facebook group where someone was asking, now that the kids are back for this week, do you ever want to continue documenting through the end of December? And I was like, nope. For me, I'm definitely done with this project at this point in time. And a lot of that has to do with I'm just ready to move on to the new year and One Little Word and some of the other projects that I have that I want to get started on, or just cleaning up around here as well. So for me, I'm always happy to be done. I love jumping into this project, and then I love being finished with it, I think is definitely how I feel about it. And finishing it for me in December continues to be a piece of the process that I enjoy. So adding it into the album there, I did add a couple chipboard stars onto the enlarged photo. And what I'm getting ready to do now is to just do a little flip through for you. I'd taken out that day 9 because it definitely adds a lot of bulk, and it was just easier to photograph when I didn't have it in there. But as I wrap up here, I wanted to just do a flip through for you so you could see the thickness and you could just see it kind of all together in one place. I generally also do a walkthrough video at the beginning of the year, or excuse me, in November next year before we get ready to do December Daily again. I didn't add a family photo because we haven't taken one yet, so that is still something that needs to be added in here, and I would like to do that maybe sometime this week, even just a photo of all of us together as a selfie picture. But as I flipped through here, I just have such overwhelming feelings of gratitude for this project, for the community of people behind it, for everybody sharing stories. And I know people do it in such a variety of different ways. And I love that piece of the process as well. This is definitely for me the way that I experience December now, right? It is just a huge part of my life and the way that I actually make my way through the month. So flipping back here now, it's so fun to see, what were the stories that I chose to tell this year, what things came to the surface above other stories, right? Because I'm not trying to include every single story. I definitely like when I flip back through here that I can see that I did include a lot of words, that I do have a lot of journaling, whether it's a standalone journaling page or it's a day that's paired with a photo. I loved working outside of the page protectors this year. That was definitely the right choice for me. And I mentioned that in the blog post too. Just the textures and the feelings and all of that kind of stuff and not having the restriction of the page protectors definitely was the right choice, like I said, for me this year. But as we wrap up, I just want to say again, thank you so much to everybody who participated. We will launch the collection for 2021 to support your stories in early September. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments below.